Hello everybody, this is Waldorf.
And this is Statler. Sorry, my eyes are
And this is a very busy screen.
recovering from the screen. Wow.
Battle Report 190.
190.
This was a Warbands game
Yes.
with the eternal alliance of orcs, infernal dwarves, and dwarves facing the other alliance of beast herds, warriors, and vermin, which actually kind of works out.
Yeah, not really.
We had really one good guy show up, basically.
Yeah.
That's what it came down to.
It's okay. The next game's even worse.
So, just to remind you, Warbands rules that we play with, they're standard 9th Age rules. The only thing we do is 800%. Well, and this changes depending on the size of the game. But for this one, they were 800 points per player.
And that's 800 points, not boops.
It's not boops.
Yeah.
Minimum unit sizes are halved, and the maximum unit size is halved.
Yes.
That's what we use for rules to make a Warbands game.
Mm-hmm.
Very simple. Everybody can do it. Most people, you see them scrambling around trying to build up their army list that night. The scenario we played, we had 5 scoring objectives, 3 across the middle, 1 in each deployment zone. They were worth a point each, except for the one in your opponent's deployment zone, which was worth 3. You scored at the end of the turn, starting on turn 2.
Yes. Goes with boops.
It does. I'll have to remember that. Fix that
Yeah.
for the next one. So, this was my army with a feral orc chief general. Had paired weapons, mithril mail, shady shankin. He was on foot. He was going to hide in a unit of 10 feral Ed Bashers with paired weapons. No command at all. Had 4 Wolf Riders with shield, light lances, and bows. An 11 Nasher herd, and a scrap wagon.
Okay. It's a lot of dudes.
It's quite a few. For a small game, it's quite a few. And then on the opposite side was the Infernal Dwarf player who had a Vizier as the general with the Ring of Desiccation. Made you flammable. He had 10 immortals, and the general hung out with them because they have flaming attacks apparently.
Yeah.
And 7 Citadel Guard with flintlock axes.
Okay.
The dwarf player had a Thane. I forget what he was equipped with, but was not told. But he had a Thane. He had 10 Grey Beards with a standard. 3 Seekers, a unit of 5 Seekers, and 2 Vengeance Seekers.
There's a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's a lot of scary stuff.
Yeah.
The other side had a warriors. He had a sorcerer on a chariot who was an adept of something. I don't remember what spells he was trying to cast. It didn't do well. 2 units of 5 warriors and a hell maul.
Okay.
Because he thought it would be fun.
All right.
The Beastman had a Beast Chief with heavy armor, shield, beast axe, and he was a greater totem bearer, which he really shouldn't be able to do, but we weren't thinking much. Because if he's the general, he can't be a BSP.
Right.
So, anyway. 15 Wild Horns with a musician, a raiding chariot, 3 Minotaurs with a musician.
Okay.
And Vermin is a Vermin Chief with a couple of things. I think he had a tail weapon, and I think he had his heart, but I'm not 100% sure.
Okay.
2 units of 10 foot pads, a unit of 20 giant rats, and he was counting on his 27 slaves carrying the game for him. Because, it's 27 slaves. So, deployment was on, how big was this? Like 8 by 5? Is that how big these tables are?
They are 8 by 5. 8 by 5? 7 by 5.
Only 7? Anyway.
Yeah, I think 7 by 5.
Okay.
Yeah, it's 14 foot, 7 by 5, yeah.
Okay, so it's a 7 by 5 deployment. Just terrain all over the place. You can see, ruins, field with a couple fences, impassable, a couple forests, a couple hills, some water.
Field, more
water.
Building with a fence.
Yep. And you can see the objectives, 1, 2, 3 across the middle, and 1 here on the hill, and 1 there.
And those are the 1-3 points.
Correct. And the deployment was 12 inches off the center line.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
which was easy because there's a crease in this blanket right there across the center line.
It's like you planned it. Were you up the night before ironing
ironing the
blanket to get a
crease
crease?
into the yes.
Yeah.
I stayed up late for that. And there we go. So now we're off. This was the first turn. This was after scouting in Vanguard.
Okay.
He did something where he could Vanguard this unit of Seekers that appear in the center.
Yeah, I see him.
And then we're off on to turn 1. There's that side. 4 Spider Riders. I wrote Wolf Riders. I was using Spider Riders.
Always the best stuff.
So they had first turn, so you can see them moving forward slowly. You can see the Minotaurs over here on the side. The Spider Riders were just out of arc of the Minotaurs.
Mm-hmm.
So they managed to not get charged. Wildhorns head off to the side where he sees these guys back here hiding.
Mm-hmm.
Chariot comes out of the woods. There's two units of warriors. This was the big unit of slaves. There. What's on the other side? Footpads here with the general hiding with them.
Okay.
And the unit... Oh, did I have the unit of giant rats?
You did not.
20 giant rats. And another unit of footpads over here. The warrior's chariot and then the Hellmaw.
Okay, yeah, the list seemed light since I didn't see any weaponry.
Right.
Yeah.
I forgot about the big unit of rats.
So he split up the warriors split up their forces.
They did.
Everybody else stayed concentrated.
Well,
on that side.
he's trying to do something weird. He's got the Hellmaw.
Yeah.
So he figures he's going to put a token over here, and then put a token down here, and be able to bounce them around.
Mm-hmm.
Is what I believe he was going for.
Yeah.
And it was our goal to kill the Hellmaw.
Mm-hmm.
that was it. So there you see their first move where they came forward. This is our move in response. The dwarves come up here on the hill. They're not afraid of anybody.
So they basically
They're
advanced across the front. And, okay, this is your move up to respond.
Yep. The dwarves came up onto the hill to get within 6 of this, to challenge this, even though it's only turn 1.
Mm-hmm.
Feral Orcs with my chief came forward out this way. And
Seekers went in the woods.
Seekers got shot and lost a couple of them, so you can't see them. They're hiding behind this tree. I think there's only 2 or 3 left. I think there's 3, so they went and hid in the woods to get at least a cover bonus. Nashers come up into the ruins. The pump wagon went first, and on its first turn just went sideways and bumped into this unit.
Okay.
And that unit marched forward after that. Because I didn't want the pump wagon rolling, the scrap wagon, rolling really high and just getting out there where it just gets charged.
I didn't realize his axe. It looks like they're all the old plastic ones.
Which one?
The axemen, the Infernal Dwarf axemen.
Oh.
They
could be.
They all have the same hats.
Talk about your hat. And there you go. There's those, and it looks like there is. I can't tell. There's 2 or 3 there in the woods.
Probably 3.
Spider Riders wrapped around and came up here behind the Minotaurs and shot and put a wound on them.
Yep. Start plinking.
This is back to their turn. Their chieftain moves out here. All right, the chieftain moved out there on his turn. Sorry. Then the spiders made their march test and went around. So now they're getting ready for their turn. And both the chariot and the big rats charge into the Seeker. Vengeance Seeker.
Yep.
Over here, the footpads come around the corner and get out of arc of the dwarven longbeards or graybeards.
Oh, I noticed. What happened to these guys down below? I didn't notice them.
These
before.
2?
Yeah.
He just kind of held back the first turn.
There were 5 of them initially, weren't there?
No. You had a unit of 5, which was this one, up in the woods, and a unit of 3.
Okay. They
kind of held back. Which is completely unlike that player.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And Minotaurs come forward over on the far left, and the Wildhorns kind of just hung out, kind of facing this way. They're afraid of the Vengeance Seeker out here in the woods.
The chariot backed up into the woods.
And the chariot backed up into the woods. I'm not real sure why he backed up. I don't know. Mm-hmm. He was avoiding something.
And the warriors stood back.
So the warriors stand back. And the Hellmaw drops
Okay.
token
That's
out
what
here.
that is. Okay.
Correct. So, got that. There we go. He's just checking some marks to see if he can get charged by that Vengeance Seeker. Shooting kills all but one of the Seekers in the woods. Kills
Okay.
another two. And this fight, he fails to kill this thing.
Okay.
And he's unbreakable.
It
So,
looks like you failed the wounded even.
I don't think he even wounded it.
Okay.
I just rolled really bad.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
So it
back
stood.
up for a
And,
minute. So yeah, so he came in here. I mean, it's what the rats aren't going to do much to it, but
just give rank bonus.
yeah,
Who cares?
and he's unbreakable is
Yep.
the problem.
That's what I said, who cares?
But the impact hits did nothing, which was terrible for him.
Yeah.
So he got stuck there. Back to our turn. The Ferals decided they can come into the flank. I so much wanted to go at this unit here and overrun into Hellmaw because that's my objective for the game was to kill the Hellmaw.
Yep.
But they talked me into helping out over here.
Yeah.
So I charged into the flank of the chariot. The three Seekers came up to help as well. Over here, the Greybeards turned to face the footpads. Now the footpads pretty much have to give up the objective or face the Greybeards.
Mm-hmm.
What do we got? Over here on the right, the warriors come up out of the woods. You can see the spiders have circled back around and just
Okay.
continue to plink away at stuff in the back.
Did the Warriors do anything? Weren't they already there?
They were. They just moved up a little bit
Okay. Yeah.
on his turn. This turn, the spiders came over. It's
Okay.
just march blocking, trying to
Right.
blink a wound on something. And if it gets a chance, it's going to sneak over here
Yep.
to
Yep.
the 3-point objective
Well,
because
that's the other thing is
no one
everything can
correct.
get objectives.
Everything claims objective. You have to be
Yeah.
the person who has the most units within 4 of the objective claims it, and it's theirs until it's taken
Right.
from them. Anyway, so the Minotaurs came forward. Sorry, they didn't come forward. This was our turn shooting. Nothing happened over there.
Your Nashers came out of the ruins.
So the Ferals smashed the chariot, overran into these guys who somehow held. I don't know.
Well, it was one combat, wasn't it?
Yeah. I don't know how they held. It's beyond me.
Well, you would have smashed the chariot, and you would have been temporarily out of the combat.
That's true. And it would have broke the combat up
And
into
it
2.
looks like they
That's a
killed
good
the
point.
looks like they killed the Vengeance Seeker
They killed the Vengeance Seeker and a Seeker.
and the Seeker. So
So I guess that's what it was.
yeah,
Yeah.
And you pursued into the
And my wounds that I caused with this counted, but my flank and
Right.
charge and big flank didn't count.
and
so they
breaking
stood.
the flank.
That's what it
Yeah.
was. That makes more sense. I was wondering how they stuck around for that.
I wasn't even there.
So back to so we're gonna go back to his turn. Is he already gone? No. Then you can see the whatever these guys are, the disciples or the whatever. The
Yes.
infernal dwarf disciples or whatever just came
One
forward.
of the disciples. It's the gosh darn it. Anyway,
Citadel Guard are over here.
yes,
Behind that tower. Anyway,
it's the Bernie guys,
Immortals.
Immortals.
There we go. Okay. And the Vengeance, the other thing we did on our turn, the Vengeance Seeker came up here into the woods. I mean, into the field. The Nashers came up here to the edge
Is,
of the...
is that a ridiculous piece?
What?
The Vengeance Seeker.
It's pretty ridiculous. I mean, it does 3d3 attacks, I think.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, it's pretty ridiculous. It's what it is. It's got everyone's living in terror of it, which with good reason.
Yeah.
So there you go. So on his turn, let's see. These are just being placed. Okay. So over there, you can see the footpads. I don't know if you saw the footpads turn to face the Greybeards.
Mm-hmm.
Over here.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm not sure why they bothered. They can't win that fight. I guess it'll drag them off. Up here in the center, everything charged the Immortals.
Okay.
Both units of warriors, one in the front, one in the flank. And the Hellmaw charged.
Mm-hmm.
The Vermin chief left the unit and walked up to here.
Okay.
And the Vermin footpads came up to here.
That doesn't seem to be a good plan, but okay.
The chariot that was in the woods here in front of these guys charged out into the Vengeance Seeker
Okay.
in the middle of the field.
Didn't take any damage.
And didn't take any. Well, it's immune to damage from the woods.
Oh, that's right. It's got Strider.
It's got 4 Strider.
Yeah.
Over back behind this tower that you can't see, managed to make sure to have no pictures of this fight over here. The Minotaurs smashed the glaives, killed 3 or 4 of Glaive Guard and sent them packing. There you go. There's a picture of it. The stand and shoot got one. Over on this side,
Finished off the rats.
they finished up the rats, which is not bad.
Yep.
The terrible thing for him is this is his turn when we finished him up, so it's going to be our turn.
Right.
And they're turned back to face the center of the board. Here's the Minotaurs beat up on these. Left the 2 remaining fled.
Okay. Didn't catch them.
It looks like there's a wound on the chariot.
Yep.
And I don't see a wound on the
Nice.
Vengeance
Yep. Like
Seeker.
you're standing in the field.
We go to the fight in the center of the board. And he killed all but the character and 1 guy.
Okay.
But it's just enough to keep them
Keep
all
everything in the contact.
keep everything tied up into the combat. Correct. So, and this is another Hellmaw marker.
Okay.
I'm not sure where it came from or when it got there, but
Yeah.
and something is, I think it was a magic spell, or no, so he had something thrown and put a
Caused
wound
the wound.
on
Okay.
the scrap wagon.
Mhm.
All right, so this is what it looks like going into our turn 3. So our turn 3, the
Wait, I don't see a chariot or a Vengeance Seeker in the field.
I don't know. Couldn't have been mutual destruction, could it?
Could have been.
Is that possible? Yeah. Am I going forward, not backwards? I was like, this isn't clarifying anything.
Yeah.
So they're in the field.
Right.
They're not simultaneous, so it couldn't
No,
be.
but if he killed them, then he gets his attacks off, right?
Oh, he could have had the final
Yeah.
blow could have killed it.
So
I guess
maybe
they killed each other.
Maybe that wound was from something else, and then
Yeah, that could have been the final blow thing. Yep,
he killed him.
must have been. I'll have to ask because I don't recall what happened there.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
actually interesting. Anyway,
Yeah.
so I'm going to go with that.
Yeah. Okay.
The Death Strike or whatever it is, Vengeance, whatever. So there we go. There's the top of the turn, going on to our turn. Now the scrap wagon has a perfect side charge into
Yep.
the warriors, which is going to be fantastic.
Maybe.
And I believe these guys, the savages, the ferals, elected to go into the footpads, but I'm not 100% sure. Oh, they declared the charge onto the general,
Right.
needing a 6.
Mm-hmm.
Because I want to hit him overrun into the flank
Sure.
of this. So he flees, and the graybeards up charge down into the footpads.
Okay.
And then I tried to redirect and failed to redirect into the footpads. But you can see he's fled back to here.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Unfortunately, the spiders weren't there at the time, were facing forward, so they couldn't double charge him, so they just rode over here to shoot at him.
Yeah.
The scrap wagon charged into the flank of the warriors, smashed them. The other Vengeance Seeker, the last Seeker, charged out of the forest into this fight as well.
Okay.
Go. And the Nasher herd comes up and takes a position at the fence.
Okay.
Because I don't really want to mess with these guys in the open. If they charge me, I think they go at the same time, which is bad news for me. So, in this fight, the chariot comes in, smashes the Chaos Warriors, the Warriors of Dark Gods, crushes those, overruns and hits the Skaven General, the Vermin Swarm General, which was fleeing. Up front, the character still left.
Okay. But everybody else is dead.
But everybody else is dead. everybody else dies from this. The warriors, the warriors broke from the combat, if I'm not mistaken, and got ran down by the chariot.
Oh, you eliminated the one unit.
Eliminated the unit on the left. This one that was over here. I eliminated that one
with the scrap wagon.
With the scrap wagon, and then
then it wouldn't have been out of contact.
He had done, because of the way he was lined up. He reformed this way.
Okay.
So when I hit him both.
Oh, okay.
Because he had reformed sideways with it, so I hit him in the front.
Oh, okay.
When I came in. Anyway, so I smashed them, overran back to here. These two are left here fighting. And that's what we have going into their turn.
You lost there was a dwarf lost on the flank.
There was a dwarf lost. A dwarf.
Yeah.
Actually, he lost one to stand and shoot, and then lost another one during the fight.
Oh, okay.
Because they went, I believe the vermin went first. So yeah, not an unexpected result. There that. And over here, the Minotaurs finished up the unit on the left. This guy that's the dead. It's a dead guy there. I don't know why he's standing up. That infernal dwarf.
Look at his general.
The Minotaurs finished him off and had because you can see he's died here in the center.
Yeah.
During their turn, the Hellmaw finished him, and these wild horns are happy just to
throw stuff at you.
Just to go stationary. No one has throwing stuff.
Oh, okay.
We're just staring at each other. Each one has the fence.
Okay, so I got the objective. Come take it.
He's got the objective. It's his as long as he wants it. But since we're racking the objectives elsewhere, I'm not that keen on doing it without help.
Yep.
So you can see the Hellmaw is turned around. He accidentally placed a third Hellmaw marker. Well, that's how much he's allowed. 3, I think. He's got 3. So what he's doing is he's setting the Hellmaw markers like this one up here near the objective. So if we go take the objective, he's going to explode them.
Oh, okay.
Because you can remove them and they explode.
Yeah.
So he's laying a trap for us over there, which is actually kind of interesting. And it works because he explodes one and it kills the chariot, the scrap wagon. And the spider riders don't care. They just walked away.
Oh, they didn't panic or anything.
They didn't panic or anything. They just left.
Okay.
Elsewhere, you can see back to our turn, the ferals have charged into the footpads.
Yep.
To get rid of them. The remaining 2 seekers have come up here into the woods.
Yep.
I think he has a single wound left on the Hellmaw. There we go. And the dwarves over here on the right have come up to the hill. The Beastman general has moved into the Wildhorn unit, and he's just going to sit there.
Oh, I thought you ran him down.
The Beastman guy?
Yeah.
No. He was walking around by himself and jumped in. No, I ran down the Skaven guy.
Oh, the Skaven guy.
The vermin guy back here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then the Spider Riders just came out here. They're just shooting. They're just going to throw stuff at this unit.
Nothing else to do.
Yeah, it's not going to do anything to them, but it's something to do. And ferals smash the footpads over and back here because they can go near this thing.
Right.
They're not going to panic. It's not going to bother them, even if it does damage them much. There's the Minotaurs come back around the corner,
turning back,
and get
like
these
he sent
guys.
his generals to face your guy.
He did what?
It looks like his general left to attack your spider riders.
Spider riders. I think he might have. There he goes. Yep. He walks out there to try to deal with them. But of course, it's fast cav and it's a guy on foot, so
maybe he had a throwing weapon or something.
Not that dangerous.
Okay.
So the Hellmaw, I guess he was trying to block me from getting to this.
So he teleported.
So
himself?
he just walked back. He made his march test and walked back in front of me, which is okay with me because we'll just charge him and kill him.
Right.
And we do. Up here, we charge him, kill him, overrun to here.
And get within 4.
Get within 4 of that, which will become ours. You can see the Nashers have turned just to keep the Minotaurs in their front.
Yep.
Spiders have just shifted out of his arc, and they're throwing stuff at him and put a wound on him.
Okay.
To add insult to injury. And as we go there. So right now, it's the only thing left that's active is this side of the board.
Right.
The Beastmen have all 3 of their units still up and where the only thing they've
Yep.
lost is their chariot.
They're still intact.
There you go. Yes, they're untouched. And that's where it ends because he doesn't want to come out and play. So we total up the points, and Team 1, which was my team, got 13 to their 7. They were turning it around briefly, but after that, the Ferals got onto that objective and start claiming the 3. Once you start claiming the 3-point objective, it's pretty much over.
Yeah, they can go pretty. Points can go pretty fast.
Yeah, but this was a fun game. I highly recommend anyone try.
Oh, the other rule you didn't put down is the scoring for the units doesn't matter. It's just the objectives.
Correct. We talked about it earlier. Oh, I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
There is no victory points.
Right.
It's all in the objective. Good point. I'll adjust that. But that's it. Like I said, I highly recommend trying this with your friends. It's great. The multiplayer games add so much to a game.
It's not a competitive game. It's just a fun game.
Correct.
Yeah.
And the opportunity to trash talk your opponent.
Yeah.
Or opponents in this case is it's fantastic.
Yeah.
They were very upset about the list they brought. We don't like our list.
Some of them probably spend a lot of time figuring them out.
They could have. I'm not sure. Anyway, so that's going to do it. Thanks for listening.
Until next time.